what's up, everybody? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. This is episode 196. We are recording on June 5th, Tuesday of 2022. I'm your, again, temporary host, Warren. Joining me is Anita. Hey, what's up?
Hello.
All right, as a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, subscribe to us on YouTube, and join the SojuTalk Discord and be a part of the nation. Ba-boom. All right, we have some quick announcements before we begin, right? Once again, we are without Doug for this episode. Doug is he's actually very busy right now. He is visiting family because one of his nephews was recently born. Oh my goodness.
Yay.
Oh my goodness. Congrats to Doug's family. There should be like a quick photo going up right now if you're watching on YouTube. But the man is, obviously, this is a big event for him. He will be back next week, right? But at the meantime, he has, voted and all that. So
yes,
check out episode 197 if you need Doug back. I don't know.
Stay tuned.
We will try to fill his empty shoes once more. We are also recording on July 5th, Tuesday, and releasing on Wednesday, July 6th. Now, this is a day later than we typically do things. We typically record on Mondays and release on Tuesdays. That is because on July 4th, on Monday, it was July 4th.
Yeah.
It's an American holiday. We had July 4th shenanigans. We were trying to celebrate. It's a little difficult this year given the broken state of the country.
It's rough.
It's a little rough. It's a little poo-poo of a July 4th, but it's July 4th nonetheless.
Day off.
Day off. So here we are, one day late. We're still here though. One more thing. I'm going to be on SojuTalk Nation podcast for this week's episode, which should release a couple days after this one. Essentially, if you guys don't know what that is, Crispy Wonton from our Discord server, amazing guy. He does a side show featuring a lot of people in our community. I think I'm also a part of that community.
Yes.
SojuTalk. I'm in SojuTalk, so I'm gonna be on this week's episode. Please go check out that episode.
Check him out.
It should be releasing in a couple days after this one. We will probably talk about, I believe you're talking about the stuff that's happened in K-pop this year so far. We're doing a mid-year check, June check,
review-ish,
right? 50%. Where are we? Is K-pop in 2022? Where are we? Where is it? Are we good?
Is it popping?
Is it popping? Is it popping? Is it bopping? You tell me, Anita.
We'll see.
Actually,
we'll get into that later.
Tell me. I will tell you later. All right. But yes, other than that, I think that's it. Anything from you, Anita?
No, I think we're good. Get started.
I'm wearing contacts. If you guys are wondering where my glasses have gone. If you're on YouTube, viewers. Right? If you're on video, you probably have noticed the lack of things on my face. Yeah. There's not really a real reason I've started wearing contacts. It's just
new thing, trying it out.
I was like bored on a Saturday, right? And I was like, my insurance covers this. Might as well just go check it out.
Yeah,
Yeah. Turns out I'm not fully covered.
Well, look, you're at least trying it out. I think it's, as someone who also wears glasses pretty often and has also gotten contacts, I feel like it's very different. Like, it's a different experience. So, try it out, see if you like it. I think it depends on the person.
Yeah, I don't know. My face feels very bare without it. It kind of feels like I'm naked a little bit. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay to be naked in front of
no
nobody else, right? Yeah. All right, enough of that. Let's dive right into the big new releases. We got 4 today, right? We're gonna start off with Wednesday, June 29th. Sunmi coming back with Heartburn. She is from Abyss Company. She debuted all the way back in 2007 with the Wonder Girls, and she re-debuted in 2013 as a solo artist. Her last 3 songs are You Can't Sit With Us, Teo, Porapipam. She has 16 music show wins so far as a soloist. It's Sunmi. She's back. Look at that.
Yes. Very I'll start off with this.
Yeah.
I feel like Sunmi always does a really, really cool job of creating this whole concept for her comebacks. And I definitely feel like this one of late, I think, has been my favorite so far. I feel like there was a lot going on that really worked well. I'll start off with the sound. So the sound, right from the start, the instrumental was giving me very like slight like pop country vibe. I'm thinking like Casey Musgraves for people who might know. So she's a country pop artist as well. And I think Casey does a really good job of like blending country motifs and like staples with a more pop sound. And I feel like this was done in this song as well. Like, it's not as apparent. Like, you wouldn't see like, oh yeah, that's country. But there's some stuff in there that I think was giving that vibe. I appreciate that. I think it's not as often that you hear it in K-pop.
I do hear. I think I know what you're referring to. I thought of it more as like funk rock almost.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. There was a lot of interesting funky synths in there as well. Like there's these like oriental strings in the beginning. That's really kind of cool. A lot of the instrument choices were very unexpected. But at the end, combining all that, the mood was like it. Okay, here's the two things, right? It felt very Sunmi-ish, Sunmi-esque, right? But at the same time, it was a lot more relaxed and a lot more chill compared to like 보랏빛밤, Taeol, or Kashina, right? Like the typical dance pop number we kind of expect from Sunmi. That was definitely not what she was going for here. It was obviously a danceable rhythm, but like a lot more chill.
Mellow,
you know?
yeah.
Right. And I read somewhere that she mentioned in an interview that this is meant to be the day version, the daylight counterpart to 보랏빛밤, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Right, which also released in the summer. That has 보랏빛밤 had much more. I guess it had the vibe of like, you know, the sun's down, let's party kind of summer vibes.
Neon
this one
lights.
is right. This one is a lot much more like the sun is still up. I am hot. I am sweating. Sticky. This is, you know.
Yeah. I feel that because I think there's a certain mellowness to the strings. I couldn't detect if it was like a synth or like an electric guitar-ish sound that I was hearing, but it feels very like mellow, and like the lighting as well in the music video. But it feels like the sun is like at the top or like at the peak. You know, like this is not sundown. This is not like early morning. Like this is like the hottest time of the day. 2 p.m. No, but you know what I mean. I feel like that's what I was getting from this, and maybe that's where I was getting also like westerny country vibes. There's also like a shot of her in that sort of setting, but like very like warm vibe, but not like typical summer bop, which is interesting.
It's definitely not your typical summer bop. I feel like it's a different take on like how we can portray summer in music within the idea of K-pop, right? Because if you look at K-pop and the way it does summer songs, it's always like it's a, you know, like it's like a dance pop hype, you know. Let me shake ya, you know, like the sitar kind of, you know what I'm referring to, right? Yeah,
the summer bops that you kind of tend to get,
right? And like the thing I've really appreciated about the summer songs coming out of 2022 so far is that it's trying to provide alternatives to doing that same equation over and over again. This is definitely one answer to that. Luna's flipped that from I think last week or the week before, I forget. That is also definitely an answer to that. I think I lean towards this one a little more than some of the other ones so far, right? And a part of it I do feel like is Sunmi's vocals. She is just man, that is something else, right? She has a very unique tone and a very like almost alluring and like kind of creepy.
Yeah.
No, not creepy.
I mean, I don't want to. It's not that it's creepy to me. I think it just sounds very, very calm, and like it suits this rhythm very well. Or maybe she does a really good job of interpreting this vibe, but it just seems to like flow. Like it doesn't seem like choppy or like too intense. Like it's just right in that medium where like it's interesting. I don't know if I want to call it airy, but it suits this tempo. I think it works.
And I think that's kind of refreshing because most of the times we see Sunmi in like the faster, like, dance pop songs. And this is, definitely like it's much more like a grilled cheese versus like a pasta, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like, it's haters will say it's bland, but it's not bland, like it's.
No. See, what I found interesting about this song and a lot of the stuff that she does is that musically, I guess, is not like the most like it's not doing like jumping over hoops and like, stuff like that, super complex. But I really like her visual components, like her concepting, her styling, and I guess this one is really hitting all the marks because of like the storyline that she has in this music video, where like it's a bit of like a woman who like seems to be eternal, but like something is wrong because whenever she like kisses her lover, they die. Like it seems very dramatic, but it's super mellow. Like the song is not like really, I guess, dramatizing anything else. It's just we're just seeing this story like, oh yes, it seems like a tale. Like you're hearing it, you're just seeing what's going on.
I feel like it was a witchcraft story almost.
Really?
Yeah. Because, okay, I didn't think, she happens to kiss this person dies.
On purpose.
No, I think she was, the character that Sunmi plays in the music video, it felt much more like, I'm going to raise their temperature and kill them, because that's what I do, kind of deal.
Oh.
And she goes around the world doing that, I guess, to people that she doesn't like. I don't know. Something about it felt very much like witchcrafty, but like she's like fully owning it rather than like kill the witch kind of deal, right?
So yeah, I guess I got a more like tragic vibe to it because I assume that she didn't mean to kill these people.
Well, then why is she dancing after she kills everybody?
Well, I don't know if she's dancing like right after, but I feel like she feels like. Another one is gone, and then like some time passes, and then she's like back to herself, and then love comes along again, and then they die. But
straight up at the 2-minute mark, the guy in Bogota is like lying on the bed, like dying, and she's just like dancing. So like,
well, okay, I feel like that's not meant to be like actual like part of the storyline. I think she's doing the choreo for the song.
I'm just saying, like the moments where she acts sad, like that could be like very much like acting sad because you've tried to kill this person and this person's dead.
But like, why keep their photographs then? Why cry at night when you're alone? And
that's what evil people do.
Oh, no.
Haven't you seen The Wailing, Anita? You've seen The Wailing.
I have, but I guess
pictures. That's.
I interpreted this more as like meant to be like tragic tale, like like you don't mean to harm those you love, but you still do somehow. But I found it really, really refreshing. I like this storyline.
I found it this way, right? I think my final interpretation of the storyline was that she's the summer. She's the summer itself,
okay.
right?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah, yeah. People love the summer. People love the summer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's really high in the summer?
Temperature.
Yes. What's also really high is murder rates in the summer.
Oh. Is that actually like causation or just correlation though?
It's correlation. I think it's correlation as far as I know. But summer happens to be the season where the murder rates are most high. Look it up. This is real statistics.
Okay.
I'm factual Warren over here.
I see.
And therefore we can conclude that summer is a dangerous season, right? So even though everybody loves the summer is actually dangerous and kills people.
Get too hot.
It's too hot for us to handle. Summer is too hot for us to handle. Sunmi is too hot for us to handle. Her hair is too long for us to handle. That's heartburn for you, Yori Olayo. That's the name of the Korean title for this song, which I thought was really interesting because Yori Olayo can mean two things, right? Yori Olayo can mean the heat is going up.
Like fever, right?
In both ways, right? It can literally mean the heat is going up, but it can also mean somebody's fever is going upwards, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, and that's what happens in the music video. People die because they have insanely high 50-degree fevers,
Yeah. No, I kind of like your theory because it feels like she's meant to be a representation of something else. Like I don't know if she's actually human in this music
No, she's
video.
a witch. Anita, we've talked about this.
I don't know if it's a witch, but like something like that is not human-ish, but it's cool. I like this drama, this storyline, and I also really like the styling. So a lot of the dresses, a lot of the props that they use for the choreography were really, really nice, like very flowy, which also complement like the vibe of the song. And also I want to like shout out like Sunmi has been one of the few, if not the only one, I can't think of another artist that like just does not use shoes or high heels, like very like substantial heels. And I think like that's pretty interesting. I feel like a lot of artists, people on stage use the heels because it's it's a fashion statement, I think, but like it works for a lot of stuff, and I think some people just stay away from it sometimes. But she really like commits to it. I think it works. I like that she does that.
I mean, she's like pretty tall to begin with for an Asian.
No, she's not.
She's 5'6". That's kind of.
She 5'6"?
She's 5'6".
I thought she was shorter.
No, she's 167 centimeters.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess, but I feel like she does when she does it, it makes sense. Like for example, in this occasion, I feel like okay, yeah, this seems to go along with her character that she's creating here.
Yeah.
So like, I like that for certain comebacks, like she will. I feel like the styling is done very smart, like very thoughtfully,
Very
like,
appropriate.
Yes. Props to that.
I will admit, I can't imagine life is easy if your hair is that long.
Oh no, I don't think so.
No,
yeah.
just like there are shots where her hair just comes down to her butt, and I'm like, dang, like this is very long. Imagine trying to dry that hair. Just,
Yeah, but I think that adds to like this ethereal, like non-human quality because it's not very common, I guess, to
Anita,
have your hair that long.
I've been pushing for this summer witch theory over and over again. You said no, and then you keep saying things that refer to which is your main make up your mind. What are you
The
trying?
thing is, like, okay, I think it's not human, but I don't think it's witch. I don't think it's that's the answer. I
Okay,
think
so
there's
she could be
something
she
else.
could be a fairy. She could be a genie.
Maybe, yeah. I just don't. I guess I wasn't getting
She
witch
could be a
vibes.
centaur. She could be
Not a centaur.
She could be. I don't know. A Lego minifigure. That's not a person either, right? Yeah. We're moving on.
Okay.
All right. Any final words on Sunmi before we move on?
I think we covered it. Very nice. I like this.
Very cool song. I'm not gonna lie. This is nice. Very unexpected. I'll be honest. Thursday, June 30th, we had Heize come back with Undo. She's from P Nation. She debuted in 2014. Her last 3 songs were Happen, Your Name, Things Are Going Well. She has 3 music show wins so far. Sure. This is her, I believe, her second comeback under the P Nation contract, and this is her second full album release. Pretty cool album, I gotta admit. So go check it out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it more of this sound? Do you think? Have you taken a listen to the whole thing?
I did take a listen to it. Parts of it is, well, no, this is the outlier. This is clearly the pop title track.
Okay.
And then most of it is the mellow R&B cafe haze that we're all, used to. A part of it is a little more experimental, a little more out there than she normally ventures out of. I'm not going to say experimental is not the right word. It's just she's trying things that she hasn't done before. There's a track in specific that I really liked near the end of the album called, I'm looking it up real quick, give me 1 second, called Traveler.
Okay.
Right. This is the second to last. So the 9th track on the 10-track album. That was very out there in terms of her discography, and I really liked it. Otherwise,
Interesting.
it's a pretty cool album. We have some of the more familiar names in this genre, like George and Geary Boy.
Oh, nice.
She's collabed with Geary Boy like God knows how many times now.
Yeah.
We also have Minnie of G Idol and I Am of Monsta X. What do you know? So that's her full-length album. If you are looking for something to listen to while, if you want something to play as background while you do your homework, and you kind of want to feel a little sad, but not too sad, just like a
Melancholy a bit.
right, melancholy. That's the right word. Yeah, if you want that mood in your bedroom, this might be the album for you. But let's take a step back. Talk about Undo. How'd you like it, Anita? How'd you feel about it so far?
I found it very nice. I think I haven't been like super on track with her releases, I'll say, but the last stuff that I really dwelled into, I felt like was very, like you mentioned, like very like slow down R&B, like pretty, not necessarily poppy. It was much more, I guess, down in that vibe, like not necessarily like positive stuff. So I feel like I was kind of hoping that this wouldn't be that. And lyrically, like it's still on track. Like I don't think there was a huge shift, but music wise, I think it was refreshing to me that she kind of did more of the pop sound now, because I kind of was missing that a little bit. But yeah, I think it was really nice. I really like the concepting visually as well here because it's quite simple. There's not a ton going on, but I think also the song is not super long either. I think it's barely 3 minutes, but it feels very concise. I think it did what it was supposed to. More of the, what is it, new disco, is that the term for the genre? Like disco inspired pop here, which I'm biased towards, but I liked it.
Yeah, it's disco. It's a little bit of new funk. It's the kind of sound that she was alluding to a little bit with Happen, which is her previous comeback. Or actually, the second to her previous comeback, I believe. I'm not actually her last comeback. Happen was a happy medium between the Heize, melancholy, moodiness, plus a disco pop sound, right? This is continuing where we left off of there, but leaning heavier and heavier into the pop disco sound. Right, and like you mentioned, she's not letting go of her like her aesthetic that she's built up to this point, right? It's clearly Heize being depressed about
love,
right? Her breakup or
relationships,
right? Something that happened. Crucial star. I don't know. I didn't say that.
Oh no.
Oh no. Whatever it is, whoever it is, that was years and years ago. I'm sure there's been other.
You never know,
right?
Yeah, who knows?
That being said, I do think her voice is very, very appropriate and very well suited for that kind of aesthetic, and so that kind of makes sense. I don't know. I feel like if you liked Happen, I'm sure you'll like this very much too. I'm hearing very similar arrangements, very similar instrument choices. Just you took out the strings and you added in disco synths, that kind of deal. So in that aspect, the aesthetic is slightly different, but overall it feels like we're expanding into where Happen left off of and giving Heize a more pop friendly, danceable rhythm, which is a little different from what Heize is typically more known for. Not saying Happen was not popular; it was definitely very financially successful. But when I still think about Heize, I'm still thinking about like tracks like 비도 오고 그래서, which the English title I do not know. Something about rain.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah. Let me look up the English title real quick. Anita, go back to talking about the visuals. How do you feel about the visuals?
Yeah. No, I really, like I said, it's not like a super ton of stuff going on. I think there's only like one main set, which is like a store, but it works because of the lighting. Like there's a lot of like neon, like pink, purple, bluish tones. And I think, I don't know, I guess that also goes with the disco vibe, the more pop vibe. Visually, I also really liked, or it caught my attention, that she had like very nice eye makeup.
Okay.
Yes, I think the first look that I liked was, I think she had like a little bit of glitter on the bottom lid and then more on the top. Like, I don't know, it looked really cool. And I think it contrasts a little bit like what the lyrics are about, you know, like it's still like moody, you know, kind of like reminiscing and like lost love, like the end of a relationship, and kind of like the more angry side of a breakup, I guess, or like good riddance type. But the visuals are very nice. Like they're very like bright, but like not like positive, I guess. Maybe it's the color scheme going on as well, but it just seemed to all wrap up really, really well without really being gloomy visually, if that makes sense. Like it felt like it was just the nice amount of moodiness without being like super like down in the dumps, you know, depressive.
It has the mood of an urban setting, very
Yes.
late at night, neon lights, and everything's very energetic, but you're kind of depressed kind of mood, you know,
Yeah.
like cyberpunky, city poppy.
A little bit. I thought of that too.
Yeah. And what was really cool, like while we're talking about this, I'm going back and forth between a couple shots, and it's like there's a lot of moments where it's like blurred left and right almost.
Yes.
And I feel like that really adds to the aesthetic. It's really cool. In terms of the grocery store, like I don't know. I was not sure why they ended up choosing a grocery store for this, or a convenience store.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite tell. All
You
I
know
was
what came
thinking was that it's like a missed opportunity for marketing, right? Like, like
guess.
imagine working for CJ and like watching this music video and you realizing like this could have been imagine putting your new potato chips in the convenience
up
store
front.
set. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like imagine there's a moment where Heize pops open the potato chips and like near the end of the video, like it's, you know, it's the music video goes in reverse, so she closes her potato chips and puts it back on the show. I don't know. And it could have been like undo potato chips brought to you by Heize.
No. I think that loses the I guess the cool factor, I guess the melancholy factor of the song.
I'm just saying it could have. You know that's a big money maker right there.
They could, and they have sometimes.
Yeah.
But
The song I wanted to refer to earlier. The song I looked
the rain
up.
song.
Yes, the rain is. I looked it up, then I deleted the tab. Good lord. You Clouds and Rain. You Clouds Rain by Heize.
Oh, okay.
It's a very clearly moody song. And that's kind of the image I think Heize has for the general public and a lot of her fans. Even though she has other hits outside of that realm, namely her stuff with Dean earlier on in her
I
career.
really like that stuff.
Right.
Dean.
That was honestly still some of my favorite stuff from here, like Angeli and Shut Up and Groove.
Should have been Gru.
Shut Up and Groove. That was like when you and I were first starting to become friends. Like we would play that like at every social gathering party.
It was popular, I think.
Yeah.
At least I thought it was.
It
at
was.
the time.
Well, you know what? We don't know if it was actually popular because that's all we listened to. That was our community. When is Dean's album coming out? Good lord.
I have no idea.
He said Revenge is gonna drop this year.
Okay, we got a couple of months left, I guess.
Yes, he was on stage at an event recently, last weekend actually. And he performed a song off of his new album with Just This, on stage. I haven't seen the clip yet, but it's out there for if any of you guys are interested. 130 Mood Revenge, reportedly dropping 2022 instead of 2018 when it was supposed to drop. So, there you go. Release your album, Mr. Dean.
Great album.
Great album. Anyways, going back to Heize. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's there's one cool thing that I wanted to mention actually. In the music video, like there was a random scene where she walks into a room with a metal heart, like a chrome heart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then suddenly she goes all Star Wars all of a sudden.
Lightsaber,
pulls out a red lightsaber. And does like nothing to the metal heart and then walks away.
Yeah. Okay. My interpretation of that, because there were some scenes that I think were like very different from the main set.
Yeah.
Like that metal heart bit, and then another scene which is just like a white background and like a different outfit for her, right? That heart scene, I thought it was more like taking like the thorn, I guess metaphorically, from the heart, like her heart at the time, I guess, of the breakup, and like moving on. That's what I interpreted as, because we didn't really do much after that with that scene.
So it's like a mature way to move on from a relationship.
Yeah,
right?
I guess.
Where you don't feel the need to sabotage your ex-partner's life.
I think so, yeah. Just moving on.
That's very mature of her.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm looking back on my breakups in the past. This is very mature.
You were mature.
I would pull up the lightsaber and like
start slashing.
Go full on Darth Vader over here. Yeah, I don't know. It felt random, like a lightsaber all of a sudden felt very random.
Yeah, it was a little random, but I think it was meant to just be like a quick scene of like a more, I guess, metaphorical view of like the feelings
Disney
of the song.
Disney, Kathleen Kennedy. If you're listening, you're probably not, but if you're listening, hire Heize as your next Sith Lord.
That would be something.
Darth Heize. Good lord. Anyways, Undo was pretty cool.
Nice.
I haven't really been a fan of the work coming out of P Nation the last couple of years.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Psy's new album, for me personally, not amazing. Not a huge fan of it. A lot of the stuff coming out of Hyuna and Dawn's discography has been most of a miss for me. Heize, on the other hand, I feel like they do a good job of balancing playing it safe and trying out new things, where so far I think it's doing a very positive thing for her career. And I'm kind of surprised, especially given that Jugon Hyung, the main producers behind P Nation, is kind of leading that direction with this song. He also co-wrote what's it called? Happen. So even though I haven't been super impressed, this one, kind of impressed. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to Friday, July 1st. We have BTS's J-Hope with a solo pre-release called More. J-Hope, as we're all aware, is a part of the Hybe big umbrella, Big Hit Entertainment. He debuted all the way back in 2012 as a part of BTS.
Yeah.
Good. Wow. His last 3 songs were Chicken Noodle Soup, Airplane, and Daydream.
As a soloist, yeah.
As a soloist, he has a whopping 161 music show wins with BTS so far.
Oh my god.
161. You heard that right. But this is the first in the series of the BTS solo members solo run
Activities.
right? That's happening in the current era phase of BTS.
Yes.
I don't know. How'd you feel about this, Anita? How'd you like More?
I was so surprised with this release or pre-release. Mostly because I wouldn't say like I dwelled into it like a whole lot, but I was pretty aware, and I listened to a couple of the tracks of his first mixtape, right? Hope World. And it's 180-degree turn here. Like, it's very different. Like, vibes, visually, style, like a lot of the stuff is not what I expected. But somehow I think it works. I think like I wouldn't expect this from J-Hope, but I feel like it works. Like it makes sense somehow. Like, I don't know. I guess it's nice to see like different styles from artists. And I like that these solo activities are kind of doing that for them, like showing different things, different interests. So yeah, pleasantly surprised.
Yeah,
with
no,
this.
I do feel like it's a bit of a change up from Hope World. Makes sense, right? Given that J-Hope is in a different part of his career. He's
True.
in a
Yes.
different part of his life. He's no longer early 20s. He's 28 or something now. I talked with a couple people on the server, on our Discord server, who are a lot more ARMY than me or you, Anita. Because we definitely follow BTS as artists. I wouldn't call myself an ARMY. I don't know about you. But those folks were saying this is kind of what they expected, given what's been coming out in the recent couple bits.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, but I will admit this was very much a surprise. It's like a very hip hop sound with a very dirty, grimy punk aesthetic.
Rockish.
Right. It definitely borrows from that rock aesthetic. And I was clearly you know what, I'm not clearly thinking about it. I was thinking about like this has definitely been a cool way that hip hop has been kind of borrowing from rock punk sounds in the last couple of years. If I think about tracks like Vision 2021 by Kid Millie and Dress from the Cliche album in 2021, or tracks off of Kung from C-Jam in 2019, this has been a somewhat of a popular sound in Korean hip hop, and I think J-Hope did a very, very cool job of translating what's going on there for a more pop audience, right? I don't think he's completely let go of his pop roots. That it's definitely still there, right? The way J-Hope raps, the way he presents himself on the music video, the way the song is written, it's very, very, I don't want to say diluted, but very redone for a pop friendly listener audience. But at the same time, it's definitely not letting go of where it began with the punk aesthetic and the hip hop aesthetic. And I think it did a really cool job of balancing those two things,
mixing it.
Right. And a cool part of it was the beat. That beat was just
it's a really interesting, cool beat.
It's a great beat. Good Lord, man. The moment you hear the drum loop and then you hear the bass, I was like, man, this is
head
the
bopping.
shit. This is it. My head was going up and down, up and down, up and down, and I was like, again very surprised from this man, because he has, so far in his career very much not been this, and then now he's turning it 180 to do this punk emo kind of thing. So I was very pleasantly surprised. On the other hand, I do feel like with J-Hope's rap, well, BTS's rap in general, I do feel like it's a lot more pop friendly than it is hip hop friendly. I don't think he let go of that here, but he's definitely leaning a lot away. Sorry, he's leaning
further
away
from the pop, I guess. Sound?
Right. He's definitely let go. He's actually he's found a good way to use his overemphasis on diction and all that into a much more grimy kind of way. And even though the lyrics are kind of just there, the way it sounds is really, really cool, and I do think that's really, really nice.
Yes.
People who have checked out us talking about BTS in the past 196 episodes.
Yes.
I haven't been really friendly with the way BTS raps, and this is definitely one of the more positive examples of what they can do in my personal take. So I don't know. Overall, I left thinking, maybe obviously I wouldn't say it's perfect, but at the same time, this is this is pretty good, pretty amazing, kind of stuff.
Yeah. No, I feel like this definitely did what I think a pre-release does or should do, kind of tease what the main general concept might be and how it's different than what you've previously seen. So 100% success in that sense. I don't know. I feel like it's still, for me, I'm still kind of growing used to this sound. I'm not too familiar in just in hip hop and this sound in general, but I'm very interested how it becomes combined with the pop experience that he already has and stylistic as well, and this sound, because I feel like it's very how should I say it's very unique in it's different, and it's hard to I guess go one way fully or another. I feel to do it in the middle is going to be interesting.
And I do feel like this is I wouldn't say this is pop music. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
some of the comments that felt a little more lukewarm or mediocre about the track, I think they were coming from that perspective where they expected a pop song or a pop friendly song. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's definitely not what we got. Like, this is much more of an, like we mentioned earlier, it's a hip hop punk kind of song. So it lets go of the K-pop cliches, right, that we expect from K-pop songs. Like, this doesn't have a drop or a melodic chorus, doesn't have a dance break, it doesn't have like a proper build up into the chorus. There's definitely a like a build up into the chorus, but it's not like the stuff that you see in K-pop songs typically. The intro works differently, the verses work differently. So I do understand if people thought this was not something they expected, but overall execution of doing that something outside of the typical K-pop realm is, I don't know. I think the execution of it was really, really solid, if not really, really good and really, really well done.
Yeah, also the visuals I thought were really cool. There's
Oh, yeah.
a particular scene where it's like the X-ray, right? Where he's singing and the X-ray visual comes up. I thought that was so cool. And I feel like in general, visually, right? Like this is also going along with the more punk, darker vibe. I guess it just makes me wonder like where he plans to like go with this concept, because I feel like it lends itself to a lot of different topics, a lot of different I guess different types of focus and like a more darker, more grim lens, which I like I said, like I wasn't expecting that from him. So I feel like wow, I can't even like imagine what it's gonna be like, because I feel like it could go a lot of different ways in like this dark. It'd be interesting.
If you think about one of the albums I mentioned earlier, Cliche by Kid Millie and Dress, that came out in 2021, it begins with this kind of sound and then uses that aesthetic across different genres, different sounds. And you can hear the same griminess in like different songs and different moods, but it's definitely not the same thing over and over again. In that aspect, I don't know. It leaves me kind of excited for the album, right? Because this is definitely a taste of what the aesthetic is gonna be, right?
Yes.
If the album drops and the rest of it is like just straight BTS pop music, I'm gonna be pissed off. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think so. I don't think it would be, because
Lord.
I think promotional photos are more consistent with this. I think.
Okay, good. I'm excited where they go after here, because I'm expecting the full title track release to be a lot more like K-pop. Like, it's gonna have a drop or a danceable chorus,
Maybe.
Right. That's what but at the same time, I'm also expecting the aesthetic that we're getting out of this music video, out of the song, out of this genre, out of the way he executes this thing, right? I do agree with you. The music video is really, really cool. It adds a lot to the vibe of everything.
Yes.
The points, I don't know, the earlier couple seconds where he's just like walking through the office, and like everyone's kind of just minding their own business as if J-Hope over here is transparent. I don't know, something about that it felt very creepy, also sterile at the same time, but like
yeah.
I don't know. I dig it. I'm not gonna lie, I dig it.
Very, very interesting. I'm more curious now as to what this second mixtape will be like.
Yeah.
But yes, the solo activities are very exciting now. I feel like very interesting stuff.
My expectations are like double, triple now. That's the thing. That's because I find this way more interesting than some of the stuff that's come out as BTS
That's fair,
solo
I
member
guess.
activities in the past couple of years. So in that aspect, really looking forward to Jack in the Box, I believe it's gonna be called. Right. Really looking forward to the rest of the BTS solo members' activities. Yeah, I'm sure we'll discuss J-Hope in further
Once again.
once again in about 2 weeks, I think.
Ooh, yeah, we'll see.
Very soon, very soon. All right, moving on to July 4th, Monday, we have Enhypen with Future Perfect, Pass the Mic. They are also under the Hive umbrella. They are part of the B-Lift Lab. They debuted in 2020. The last 3 songs have been Blessed Cursed, Tamed Dashed, and Drunk Dazed. They have 8 wins so far. They are no longer using what's the word, dash? They're no longer using.
Oh, true.
Right. They no longer have the dashed character.
They don't.
In between the 2 words, but they still have 2 words as the title. So I mean,
I was looking at it like maybe we missed the dash there.
No. I took note of it earlier. I was like, oh, look at this. They're breaking their box. And I do think it kind of makes sense because I think, as far as I understand, I don't follow the Enhypen lore at all, to be honest. But
yes,
their album naming scheme has changed, where now this is a part of the Manifesto series.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I've heard of this, yes.
Right. Previously, it was Dimension series. Before that, it was the Border series. So, you know, they're done with Border and Dimension. Now it's Manifesto. I always thought Manifesto is a really cool sounding word. I don't know why. Just is. Anyways, let's come back to Future Perfect, Pass the Mic. This is a drill inspired hip hop dance pop track, right? How'd you feel about it, Anita?
Well, first of all, I guess I wasn't that familiar with the drill genre. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. This is definitely more in the hip hop realm than their previous releases. And maybe it was because of that. I don't know if it's just me not being used to this sort of sound from them, but it felt like it was a little jarring. I don't know if that was just me, but it felt like a little jarring at times, and quite intense, but I wasn't sure if the intensity was, well, I guess, I don't know, I don't want to say executed well, but like, it felt like, I don't know if it held like that depth to it, like where it was like justified to be this intense at this moment.
You're sweating because it's so intense, but you don't know if you like the sweat or not.
I guess. I don't know if I'm like, I don't know if like I exerted the strength to be like, oh, is this like, am I really working this hard? I don't know. I don't want to say like there's anything as far as like work effort or anything like that for the members. It's just something about it I felt like seemed a little too intense or maybe like too much in a sense where like,
okay.
I understand the general vibe that we're going for and the genre, right? And I guess it suggests a certain vibe as well, like when you're doing more hip hop based. I don't know. I guess it might be me where like, I wasn't sure if this was the sound that I would associate with them, and that I think complements their concept, right? Like their whole lore storyline that's been going on for a while, which I felt like this song was trying to summarize. Oddly enough, I don't know why.
Let's go back a little bit. Let's step back a little bit, right? This sound is a little different from what Enhypen's been doing so far. It's clearly hip hop inspired. It's clearly drill inspired.
Right.
Drill as in UK drill, not Chicago drill. I wouldn't quite say that. If you guys aren't familiar with UK drill, it's a bit of a combination between UK grime, UK garage, and trap music. It's somehow been one of the more trendy genres in Korean hip hop the last year or so. Rappers like Blase, or Silky Boys, or Chungmo, these artists have been putting in a lot of effort to kind of translate the UK drill sounds into Korean hip hop, and that's been really cool. In the actual realm of UK drill, there's Pop Smoke, there's been I don't know, Fivio Foreign, Drake played around with UK drill pretty well. I think he's a big part of the reason it's become so popular the last couple of years.
I see.
There's Stacy. It's going down. Stacey Girls is going down. In their last EP, YoungLove.com, they had a track called I Want You Baby. I Want You Baby. That was a very it borrowed from the drill rhythm a lot. I wouldn't quite say it's like full on Pop Smoke drill, but at the same time, it definitely borrowed from that genre a lot, as K-pop does with genres like hip hop or trap or EDM or whatever, right? So the song I just mentioned, I Want You Baby, is much more of a pop R&B-esque interpretation of the UK drill sound. This one is much more of a hip hop, more expected interpretation of the UK drill sound. If you don't know what UK drill is, I mentioned a lot of artists. Go check it out. It sounds like trap, but there's a pop 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 pop, that kind of rhythm going on through the entire song. Rappers are always wearing Nike Tech Fleece. They're always talking about the gangsta life or quick math.
Yes.
You remember that one?
That reference I get.
2
Yes.
plus 2 is 4. Minus 3. Quick math.
Yes.
That was also, I forget the name of the track, but that meme was also a UK drill song.
Drill, yeah.
And I'm not gonna say that is the only sound that is in the new Enhypen song, but the rhythms are definitely there. The aesthetic is definitely there, and I feel like it's pretty clear that they were trying to differentiate themselves from the rest of the boy group competition by using that song as a differentiating factor. That being said, my question is, did that work?
Well, see, my very not that well cultured ear, right? I couldn't really tell the difference that well. I mean, now that you mentioned it, I was like, okay, yes, I see what you mean with the rhythms, but like I couldn't be able to say that I knew it right away.
I don't know. Because other than the actual hi-hats and the drums, they didn't really push hard into the drill aesthetic. And I'm not pulling this out of my butt here. I'm not just, pulling words. I'm not pulling words into Enhypen's mouth. Because if you look at the press release, they are like, we are using a drill sound. This is, drill K-pop.
Yeah.
So I'm using Enhypen's, B-Lift Labs words, not, they said drill, not me.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, okay, if they were going to use a drill sound, they could have pushed harder into that aesthetic. For instance, aggressive rap. Right? Or the bass being a little more like wavy, the bomb, 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 bomb kind of bass that, you hear in drill often. The rap in particular, because if I think about UK drill or drill in specific, or the modern, popular, trendy kind of drill, not the Chief Keef drill from 2011, I'm thinking about very aggressive, very skilled rap, like pa-da-pa-pa-pa-da-pa-pa-da-pa-pa, that kind of rap.
Quite fast too, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Very tight rhythms. On the other hand, this, isn't too far from what you typically get from a, boy group rap sound. It's not bad. I'm not saying they're bad rappers. It's just they could have played into that aesthetic a little more. I know they're not awful at rap. They're very much capable as rappers. These kids. So I think they could have done it if they wanted to. They just didn't. Some of the instrument selection with the brass and like the more K-poppy build-ups, the chorus. Other than the drums, it felt very much more like they're just building a boy group sound, and the end result is something that sounds mildly more different from the competition. Doesn't really feel like in line with the Enhypen aesthetic so far, and it's a bit of an awkward middle in between where I'm like, okay, I mean, I understand they tried to differentiate a little bit. Did it work? Did it not work?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I feel like it's not unusual, maybe even inevitable to like shift a little bit as far as like sound and concept and styling and all that. But I will say that personally speaking, I think I remember more, or I characterized the group more with the stuff they were doing right at debut, where like the lore was maybe the lore was kind of driving more of the sound or more of the concepting. And it made me feel like, oh, okay, this is what we're gonna associate with this group. I don't know. I guess that made it more interesting or more easier, I guess, to identify the group in this whole sea of competition with boy groups, I guess.
Yeah,
but
no.
I don't know. I don't think it's bad to try different genres, different sounds. It's just, I guess, trial and error.
I do agree with you. Like, visually speaking, the most memorable moments came in the latter half of the music video.
Oh, okay. You mean, uh-huh.
Yeah, when they suddenly go back to a school, they're wearing school uniforms again.
Yeah.
It's clearly them referencing their old lore again, because the first half of it is them wearing like workwear and dancing in a pit of fire. You know, I feel like that's what K-pop does a lot. And then they go back to the school. They're suddenly in school uniforms. There's like dark cloaked people outside.
Dementors?
Floating. I was thinking like Darth Sidious because of Heize from earlier.
Oh, maybe. I was like, the graphics were taking me out a little bit because like the graphics on the Dementor looking things I thought was like, oh, like could have been better. And then like there's this moment where like the song stops and Jungwon, he holds up like a watch. I can't remember what the object was, but like he comes into the screen out of nowhere and like stops time, I think. I think that's what it was.
I believe so, yeah.
But then there's also no like further reference as to what just happened. There was just some like certain bits and pieces where like I think I understand what we're doing here as far as like referencing lore and previous stuff that we've seen in other MVs, but the general flow I thought was like a little confusing.
I would imagine that would be the point where like the more where the Enhypen fans would probably say like, oh, like, if you follow the lore, you would know the meaning of time.
Maybe, probably.
Yeah, it would be cooler if the context was laid out in the music video. Sadly it's not. So for like us, you and me, it's a little random. You know me, I hate random pauses in music videos. I don't care about lore. Why just stop in the middle of the banging song? It just stops out of nowhere. And I was like, and then one of the guys just like runs and breaks through the window.
It was Jay, yeah.
Jay? Yeah. Okay, Jay runs, smashes himself against the window, breaks out of it. And I'm like, it's a school. It's a window. You could probably push it open, my dude. Like, why did you don't even have to break it. Like,
effect.
Dude, you're going to get kicked out of school. Think about that. I imagine that's not what they're worried about when they have Dementors floating around their school.
Yeah. I guess I'm a little lost, but it might be due to the fact that I'm not super educated on the lore.
I'm looking at these windows. They look very much like the windows I saw in school. They look openable. Just push it open. Switch the latch open and then push it up. I'm sure it'll open. Good Lord. People are gonna think Korean high schools have like prison windows or something. I don't know. Just.
No, I don't think so.
Given the state of Korean education, like that's not.
Oof. Oh no.
It's not a big stretch. No. I didn't even go to high school in Korea. I can't say. Let's bring it back to Future Perfect. Other than the drill aspect, it does feel a lot like some of the hip hop approach sounds that K-pop boy groups have been doing the last couple years, which makes me wonder. Like maybe I wasn't the warmest about some of the releases they've done the last couple of years, but I do think that's a little more memorable than this. Other than the fact that this, follows up on a trend that Drake put off just randomly, I don't know. It really felt like there was no reason to do it, and musically it didn't make sense. There wasn't like a reason to do it either. It's not like they relied on it elsewhere. They didn't build on it. They didn't develop on it elsewhere. It's just they decided to break a window for no reason. I don't know. Like, why?
Yeah.
I just didn't.
I mean, I will say that my positive view on this would be that I think they have the energy, right? Like the performance factor, I would say, to pull off a different genre. Like, I'm not saying like they have to stick to the more Victorian-esque vibe they were going with in the debut times, but I feel like maybe it would make more sense, or it would feel stronger if if it felt a little bit more connected, like it didn't feel as jarring, I guess, to me
No,
to do it this way.
here's what I think. Let me try to rephrase that a little bit. And Enhypen doing this sound, it was fine. It was decent. It was good. It was nice. But we know that they're better. So far, I feel like they've been better when they did that other thing. And
Yeah.
you know, I do appreciate the effort to kind of try out other things, but you know, that other thing could have been cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, I feel like we've ragged on the song a little bit. I don't hate it. I don't think it's a bad song or anything.
Yeah, no. I don't think I hate it either. I guess
Right.
I was hoping for a more
It wasn't what I
cohesive
expected.
thing.
It definitely wasn't what I expected, and I don't think it was a pleasant surprise. It was just like, oh, it's a
Surprising.
surprise. Right. It was- and then he just went with what he had. Anyways, that has been Future Perfect, Pass the Mic by Enhypen, released yesterday, as of today. Other big releases in this week has been Oh My Girls, Hyojung and Aren, with IVE's Wonyoung and Iseo, with Gravity's Serim and Jungmo doing Black and Blue as the Pepsi commercial release.
Oh yes.
Pepsi back at it again with the mega releases for some reason. the huge collaboration that we never knew we needed. I haven't checked that out, but I heard it's pretty cool. Super Junior with their pre-release for Don't Wait. So this is the point where we move on to Spice King, Anita.
Yes, Spice King. So a recap of the Soju chart from episode 195. We had Nayeon with Pop with her first win, so she has the first crown. Second place, we had Kepler with Up, and then in third, we had From Miss Nine with Stay This Way. New candidates are Sunmi with Heartburn, Heize with Undo, J-Hope with More, and Enhypen with Future Perfect, Pass the Mic.
All right. You want to read Doug's chart first?
Yes. So we do have a chart from Doug, even though he's not here. Once again, in first place, Nayeon. So Pop in first place once again with Doug. Second place, J-Hope with More. And then in third place, Sunmi with Heartburn.
Oh. Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Oh, look at that. Pop has been really cool. It's kind of all over TikTok right now, especially because of the hand movement.
Yeah,
yes. No, it's very difficult.
It's like a bubble. I don't know what to call it, but yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not on my chart.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, nothing against the song itself. It's just some of the releases have been good.
Okay, I understand that.
Yeah, like I mean, what can I say?
There's
It's
not
not.
enough
It's
space.
not my fault. People release good music. You know what I mean? Like you can't blame me for that. If there was a fourth, I would put it on fourth. That's what I'll say, right? Doug had J-Hope's More on second. I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna put it on first.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it on first. Overall, it was very impressive. The rap was pretty nice. The beat was fire. The performance was fire. It felt very much like they are bringing the aesthetic I'm a huge fan of to the wider general public. How could I complain? You know?
Yeah.
So there you go. More by J-Hope on first. That gives room for Kepler on second.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what it is. Up has strangely been something I look forward to listening to every time I see it on my
Right?
queue. Yeah. I do, I guess. Look at that. So, that is on second. It's been a weird, unexpected summer banger. Weird is not the right word. These are cool folks. There you go, Kepler on second. That leaves me with an empty third place. This was a little difficult. But I was definitely not a huge fan of it at first, but the more I listened to it, the more I grew to like it. It's definitely a grower. And that's Heartburn by Sunmi on third place.
All right.
It's been a very sticky Tuesday. It's very humid. It's been raining like the tiniest bit where it's like it's so little that you don't want to pull out your umbrella, but it's like kind of making like your body wet, and it's like kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you laughing?
No, I just, it's an interesting description.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I thought you were laughing at the way I said, I don't know. Anyways, it's the weather's been annoying, and somehow this has been perfect for the season. So there you go. Heartburn by Sunmi on third place. What do you have on your chart, Anita?
On my chart, I'll start with third place. I have Nayeon with Pop.
Oh, okay.
Kind of, it fell off a little bit from last week. I feel like in general, I still find the song pleasant, but there are some bits that I feel like it could have been even more, I guess. So I'll put it in third for now because I still really like it. The outfits are so cute. Like, look at the live stages, very, very nice styling so far.
Yo, that Louis Vuitton red pink bodysuit made from a towel. Good lord.
Yes. So definitely been listening to that a little bit less, but still there. Second place, I have Sunmi with Heartburn. Like I said, I really like the concept, the whole how everything came together. Very pleasant. I guess it's an unexpected sound for the summer, like we mentioned. So I appreciate it. I'll put it in second. And in first place, once again, from me, I have Kepler with Up.
Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like even more so now, I feel like with this release, I've been listening more to them. Like live stages and performances of the song and their B-sides here and there. Yeah, I like where this is going. I hope it continues for Kepler.
Let's go.
Yes, and then we have finally the gang. Do you want to read it off for it, or should I?
I can read off the Gochu Gang votes.
Yes,
That's
yes.
not what I expected to do, but we're good at doing things on the spot. On third place, we have Stay This Way with Fromis 9. Look at that. I haven't been a huge fan of it, but I do think people who are fans of the previous Fromis 9 stuff, I definitely think it's a good follow-up. So Stay This Way, Fromis 9 on third place. On second, we have Kepler's Up. Not a surprise at all. It's a good banging track. They know what's popping. I know what's popping. They know what's going up. I know what's going up. Speaking of popping, we have Nayeon with Pop on first. Popping her way to first. Look at that. So
Yes.
again, that's Nayeon on first place, Kepler on second place, and Fromis 9 with Stay This Way on third. So
Okay.
Did I buy enough time for you to calculate who is the winner?
I did some calculations, but I'm going to double check
Okay.
the gang votes because I think we had a couple last minute votes come in, and I think every vote counts.
Every vote
so
counts.
I think there was a shift.
All right, recalculate your votes. I'll fill the audio with random
Yes.
poo-poo for a second. I hope everyone's having a good, whichever the day of the week you're having. Wednesday, if you're listening to it while it's being released. If you want to take part in the voting, if you want to be a Gochu Gang voter, if you want to be a part of our fake democracy, you can sign up to our Patreon. Once you sign up to Patreon, we'll invite you to our Discord where we share weekly links every week to polls where you can cast your votes to the good songs of the week that's been coming out. It's fake democracy at its finest, you know.
Yes, it's a fun little game for us.
Fun little game for us. I wanna develop on it a little further next season. I don't know.
Could,
Maybe subtle foreshadowing here.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I don't know. We'll talk about it there. Gambling. Anyways, did I buy enough time for you, Anita?
Yes. So I think rereading the Gochu Gang votes, I think we had from them Nayeon in first place, Fromis 9 in third, and then Kepler in Fromis 9 in second, Kepler in third. There you go.
Wait.
I think so.
Oh, wait. Sorry, I read the wrong chart. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we're good. Yeah. So once again, Nayeon first from the Gochu Gang, From Miss 9 in second and Kepler in third.
I'm so sorry.
So yeah. So final chart for this episode is Sunmi third place.
Oh.
I'm sorry, J-Hope third place.
Oh.
Kepler in second. Nayeon once again first place.
All right.
There we go.
There we go.
So that's the chart. Nayeon has 2 crowns now. We'll see. We get to put her in Hall of Spice. Up to the votes again, like we mentioned.
She could do it next week. We never know. So again, the chart was Nayeon first, and
Kepler second, J-Hope in third.
all right. Congrats to Nayeon, Kepler, and J-Hope. Man, we're gonna have to cut out a little bit. Oh, I can't believe I read the wrong chart. Oh man.
No, it's cool. It's cool because I was thinking like, oh, I feel like that was the last one you sent, right? But I was like, oh, let me double check.
No, thank God you did. Yeah, there was a couple last minute votes, and I think I got confused a little bit. But anyways, those were the votes. Let's move on to showrunners, Anita.
Yeah, we have a couple, quite a few people actually. So we have BTS with Yet to Come. Another winner in M Countdown, so a total of 9 wins for them.
Nice.
IVE with Love Dive, still winning.
Wow.
M Countdown, so a total of 9 wins for them as well. Then you have Luna with Flip That, 2 wins, 1 on the show and 1 on Show Champion. And then we have Kepler with Up, first win for them on Music Bank.
Congrats.
And then finally we have Im Young-woong, If We Ever Meet Again, first win on Show Music Core.
Yo, this is a nice variety. We have some OG idols.
Yeah.
We have some rookie idols. We have some trot artist doing his thing. Mr. Lim.
Yes.
Is your mom his fan?
I have no clue. I don't think so.
Okay, I don't know. I just wanted to check. I don't know if your mom listens to Korean music at all.
But I mean, he's super popular.
He's super
Right?
popular. He's super popular,
General public?
especially with the generation that would be our mothers.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. My mom doesn't like him because she's not a trot person.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But all of her friends are.
There it is.
All of
yeah.
her. She complains to me about it. She's like, all of my friends are watching these
Oh, no.
trot artists doing the trot thing on the trot show, and I don't like trot. And I'm like, what? Sucks to be you. Good.
Yeah.
Jeez. What are you gonna do? Complain about it to your son? Anyways.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the first half of Soju Talk, episode 196. We will be right back with more of Warren Without Glasses in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
And we're back for part 2 of Soju Talk episode 196. We're going to dive right into the news and events from last week with some Heize news.
Oh.
Word on the block is Heize Adore is planning to launch a girl group soon.
Okay, yes. I feel like we've heard some rumors here.
Right? Yeah, we've been hearing about this, but now we have some actual dates because Adore's new girl group will reportedly begin releasing new content on July 22nd. That's in 17 days. That's
pretty soon.
Yeah. Good Lord. It's finally here, right? Adore's been kind of hyped up a little bit because the mastermind from SM Entertainment called Min Hee-jin recently started her own thing, and Adore as Adore under Heize. So who knows? I'm kind of excited, right?
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how this differs from Le Sserafim, you know?
Yeah.
Also coming from Heize. So very interesting to see what the Adore people, I guess, group will do.
I'm gonna guess that this is a little different from some of the stuff we've gotten from Hybe a little bit. I can't pinpoint it into a couple key words, but there is an overarching character that comes with the Seraphim, Enhypen, TXT, all of those groups. I'm gonna leave BTS out of that one because that's they're their own little thing, right? Not little, sorry, very big.
Yes, huge.
That being said, I feel like the door is gonna be a little different from the other three, given that visually some of the teasers that we've gotten like way back when this was first announced has been very out there in terms of what Hybe has been doing so far. Some people have described it as SM unhinged, unfiltered.
Oh.
Who knows what that means? I don't know. Personally, I do feel like SM has in the past decade, 2 decades, been very, very highly consistent with some of the concepting work that they've done. So for me, at the very least, this is incredibly exciting. Especially given that Minijin, the linchpin to all of that, is kind of leading all of this. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. In other news, Astro's Chanu will star in an American movie called K-pop Lost in America. According to Deadline, Rebel Wilson and Charles Melton will also be a part of the cast.
Okay.
This is very interesting.
Really? Rebel Wilson? It's okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. So I think from the title, I guess it's gonna delve into K-pop.
No.
Interesting.
That would be such a shocker.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering like where we're gonna go as far as like storyline. And Unu, I guess I'm guessing this movie will be in English, right? So I feel like
It's an American movie. So.
yeah. So I'm wondering how I guess vital or how seen his character will be in this movie. We'll see.
Here's the reported plot that I'm reading off of. I'm not sure if this is a credible source, so don't quote me on this, right?
Okay.
But reportedly, the movie is about a K-pop group that gets lost in Texas.
Oh.
Without any money or phone, 2 days before their debut in New York, making fans excited to see Unu.
I see. Okay, I
Yeah.
see. So he's gonna be a part of the group.
He's gonna be. I mean,
Most
come
likely.
on. What are you gonna do? Have Unu play the coordinator of the group? That's
that would be
literally
an
the best
interesting
looking man
twist.
in the industry,
That could happen. And then he's in charge of getting them safely to New York.
dude.
That could happen.
That would be the lamest way to write a K-pop movie. Like
No.
that would be the second lamest way after like being the janitor at Hybe or something. You know, like.
No.
Unless it's a story about the coordinator or the janitor becoming, no offense to those jobs. That's,
Yeah.
That being said, Charles Melton will apparently be playing a half Korean person. Reported, speculated to be another member of this fictitious group.
I see. This is so interesting. I feel like I'm gonna have to look into more promotional stuff for this.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how they're gonna do this.
I have no idea who Charles Melton is. He is apparently half Korean, half American. Who knows? Rebel. What is Rebel Wilson gonna play? That's my question.
Maybe she is the coordinator,
Oh, that would be the perfect role for Rebel.
right? Because I feel like I know her more from like comedy movies, right?
Oh,
so I
yeah.
feel like if it has a spin of comedy, she would be like that key character that kind of either messes it up or like really fixes things to save the day.
Well, I mean, she was a part of Pitch Perfect. Maybe it's
Yes.
gonna be like she's the hidden member of the group, and like it's
Oh.
like the it's like Card, It's like a mixed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we don't know how it would work.
Nobody said it's a boy group,
True. I guess I just assumed because Unu being included, I thought like, oh, he'll be a part of the boy group.
No, maybe
But we'll see.
Maybe Unu plays the role of BM. Who knows?
Maybe. We'll see.
Very unlikely, let's be honest. Moving on. SM Rookies has recently begun posting again on their social media accounts. So the SM Rookies or on their Twitter, which has been inactive since 2019, recently introduced fans to 3 new trainees. This is Eunseok, Seunghan, and Shohei earlier this week. It's been a while since the SM Rookies has done anything, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think the last couple of people to really be... Well, see, I'm trying to remember if they were officially under the title Rookie, the SM Rookie. I think we're the Wavy members.
No, I think wasn't Ning Ning also a part of SM Rookies?
She was, but she was introduced earlier on.
Oh, okay.
In the series of SM Rookie, I guess, releases for members. I think that was the last one because I don't think the newest 2 members, Shotaro and Sungchan, I think, were officially under Rookies. Don't quote me on that, though. I feel like it hasn't really been promoted, the SM Rookies label, really, as of late. So I guess this is interesting. The discourse I've been hearing, like very, very like loosely, of this news is like there's no real, I guess, concrete, I guess, evidence that this will be leading to NCT members. Like they don't know if these people are essentially members of the NCT units or if they're just going to be a whole new boy group.
Hold up, we can't
be determined.
We can't launch a new boy group right now. What happened?
That's my general sense as well.
Yeah.
But I guess they haven't really said it explicitly either.
What?
So it's up in the air.
Where's my other 12 different NCT boy groups that I was promised?
Yeah.
Where's NCT Hollywood, huh?
True. I think I don't know if there's been any developments into that, but
No.
yeah, we'll see. My gut tells me that this is going to be
Where's my NCT Ghana? You know?
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't know. I want to believe. I think they've already invested a lot of time and effort into the NCT concept, so they're probably going to keep adding members indefinitely, I guess. I don't know if there's a limit, but I think these 3 people, these 3 rookies are going to be under the NCT label. We'll see. Well, to be confirmed.
It's also possible that these guys don't make it anywhere. That's putting that out there, right? Because in February 24th of 2020, they announced Goon, Lami, and Hina as a part of SM Rookies.
True.
None of them made it to the group of
No.
anything, right?
Yeah.
People think they were going to be a part of aespa, but that didn't happen, right? So it's also possible they just debut as a part of another boy group in a different company eventually. Who knows? At the moment, they're just rookies. People are curious where this is going to go, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and then another piece of news, Nayeon has officially become the highest ranking Korean solo artist in history on Billboard 200, ranking at number 7 with 57,000 albums sold.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of numbers. It's a little surprising given I would typically associate the highest record for album sales with boy group artists, but
Yes.
color me surprised. Who knew?
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
And then finally we have more world tours, more announcement here. We have Enhypen. They will start mid-September, first Seoul and then Japan and then North America. So stay tuned for that. We have Sunmi with Europe in August, US in September, and Seoul in August as well. And then we have G-Idol. They release tour dates for North America leg starts in July. First starting in the US, then Mexico, then Asia.
Wow. It's
a lot of tours.
It's a tour fiesta in 2022.
Yeah. I guess with more COVID restrictions lifting a little bit, I guess it's more viable for groups to go places and tour. As always, I feel like the locations, the stops are not, I guess, worldwide per se, but I guess we take what we can get.
I'm gonna try to see if I can go to the New York one for G-Idol.
Okay.
Well, we'll see. I mean, like I I kind of want to go to something, even though like I mean, here's the thing. Like, I'm not a huge world-class G Idol fan over here, but at the same time, I do enjoy a lot of the music they do.
Yes.
They're gonna be in New York. I live in New York, so I mean, if the timing is right, who knows what might happen.
Yeah.
That
I've
being
never
said-
been to a concert.
You've never been to a concert?
I never been to a concert. So
And you do a podcast about K-pop. What the irony here is,
yeah, I mean, one day.
one day,
Hopefully.
one day, someone will come to Midwest one day.
I think maybe.
I did try to cop the ITZY tour tickets.
Oh yeah. What happened there?
Dude, I was so far off, man.
Oh no.
No, it was such a big failure. It was such a flop. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm embarrassed. I was like, dang. I knew it'd be competitive. I didn't know it'd be this competitive, you know?
It's nerve wracking. I've only tried once way back when AT's just gonna do
Oh yeah.
a tour like 2019. But yeah, it's a stressful thing. So good luck to everybody going out there, and congrats to getting your tickets.
Congrats to the people who are able to afford the $1,200 resale tickets.
Oh my god. It's crazy.
I am not one of those folks. When Changmo was coming, I bought the tickets for face value, and I was very happy about it. And he still sold out. So,
Yeah.
anyways, that's all the news we have for today. This is the point of the podcast where we go into a more of a open discussion. I wanted to talk about two things. I wanted to talk about Stranger Things and the finale they had, but you don't want to talk about spoilers apparently because you might watch it eventually.
Yeah, I might. Yes.
You might. Okay. Well, you better now, cause
Yes, I will. I've been interested for a while, but since I don't have a subscription, I guess I kind of like knew loosely what was going on. Very, very loosely. I don't really know.
yeah,
plot
Stranger
points.
Things is a story about a K-pop boy group that gets lost in Texas on their New York debut, featuring
the
Rebel
Upside Down.
Wilson as a Demogorgon. Watch it so I can have a conversation with you later.
Yes.
Please. The last couple weeks, that's all I've been watching my entire.
But I guess generally speaking, were you satisfied with the end of season 4? Were you I think you mentioned that there was probably most definitely going to be another season, right?
Season 5 is confirmed.
Okay.
It's business wise, it's confirmed. They're making it.
Okay.
They said it would be the final season to everything. I can't really say anything at this given point, given anything I say will probably be a spoiler.
Yes.
Is the ending satisfactory or not? I can't say. I don't know. It has an
To
ending.
you. Do you think
me?
were you satisfied like where it stopped, I guess?
There were parts I liked. There were parts that I didn't like. There were some decisions I was like, what are you why did you do this? There were some decisions where I was like, oh, thank God. It was without saying too much, every episode, well, actually the final episode of the season was 2 minutes and 40 minutes, 2 hours and 40 minutes, I think.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, it's a whole movie in
hefty.
itself. Yeah, what?
It's pretty hefty.
It is. It's
Episode.
pretty hefty.
One episode.
But you can also tell that like there's not a lot of filler moments in the show. So
That's good.
yeah, I mean, not that I recommend shows often, but if you're looking for stuff to watch on Netflix, it's really cool. You've probably heard about the show somewhere. It's Stranger Things. It's one of the most popular shows on Netflix. Good Lord. Anyways, season 4 is out. The finale to season 4 is out. The episode is stupid long, but it's every moment is worth it. Go check it out, Anita, so I can talk to you about it in a couple of weeks.
I will.
God, you better. This is foreshadowing for episode whatever. The other thing I want to talk about is now that 50% of 2022 is over. Yo, it's halfway through 2022 already. Good Lord.
Yes.
Wanted to talk about K-pop for 2022 so far. Where have you been in 2022? Where has K-pop been in 2022? Is K-pop okay? Is K-pop doing well? Is it in a healthy state? What do you think, Anita?
Personally speaking, I guess looking back as to my most listened stuff, releases, albums, everything that would encompass releases, I guess. I feel like I was attracted more, or I was gravitating more towards, I guess, stuff that was not necessarily the most anticipated, I guess, or like from the biggest names. And I don't know if that means anything. I think for me, if I'm talking like full albums or mini albums, I really liked Onyu's solo release. I thought it was the whole thing. I thought was really, really nice. And I'm thinking of also Eunbi's release as well with Glitch. That was the title track. Yes. I thought it was really, I don't know. I think it's not what I was expecting from these people, I guess, from these artists. So it was refreshing, and I kept coming back to listen to more.
Yeah.
As far as like big names, I feel like I wasn't super like saying like, oh yes, this is definitely like my new favorite song from this particular artist. I don't think that happened for me, at least in this first half. I don't know about you.
No, I definitely feel like 2022 in K-pop at least has been like a generational shift a little bit. We're
Okay.
definitely getting it, right? Twice is doing solo stuff. BTS is also doing solo
Yes.
stuff. Blackpink is absent because that's what they're best at, apparently.
No.
That being said, I do agree with you. Some of my more favorite albums of the year came from places I didn't expect. The Stacey EP, YoungLove.com, has been great. That's been one of my favorite solid
That was
K-pop
nice.
EPs of the year. Kwonunbi's Colors was good too. That was nice. What else was there? So on Twitter, right? If you don't follow me on Twitter, you should, because no specific reason. It's just
'cause.
makes me feel better, guys.
There you go.
I put up a huge list of albums I liked from 2022 so far. And of the top 10 albums from Korean music so far in 2022, 3 of which I think I would classify as K-pop. One is YoungLove.com, as I mentioned earlier. Red Velvet with the Reve Festival 2022, Feel My Rhythm. What a mouthful of a name. I don't know. I feel like that's one of the EPs of the year for me as well. Like it's it's just one of those albums where like each track is just so well done, where I'm like, okay, it's Red Velvet doing their own thing, but it's so much better than some of their previous iterations, where I'm like, I gotta give shout outs to where it's due. Plus that title track.
It was very interesting. I still think about that music video.
I still think about the huge metal baby. No?
Yeah.
I still think about Bunny's essay from like all those episodes ago.
Yes.
Yeah, and all the other essays too. Feel My Rhythm. I don't know. It's been a standout moment for me in terms of like the bigger names in K-pop. And then on the other side, where I was a little surprised was Day6's One Pill.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah,
We didn't
no.
even get to cover him on the podcast though, right?
No, I actually didn't check out this album until like 2 or so months ago. So I knew he had an album because at one of the Twitch streams I did, Therese from the Discord recommended that I check out one of the tracks off the album, which I think was the second track. I forget what the exact title was. I checked it out. I knew the track was really cool. I thought I liked it. Then I kind of forgot about it, and then I got it recommended to me through a different friend, and he was like, I heard this guy does K-pop. You do a K-pop podcast. How do you feel about this album? And I was like, I don't know, because I haven't really listened to it. Then I go back and listen to it. I'm like, oh, wow. Like, I knew that one track was really, really good. The other tracks on the album was really, really solid too. And you can kind of tell that this is his first time doing songwriting. First time is not the right word. He doesn't have too much experience with songwriting, but I feel like so much of the appeal and the nice moments come from that with this EP.
Like
album.
a rawness to it, I guess.
Yeah. And it's definitely a pop album. It's definitely a ballad-heavy pop album, but at the same time, there's a bit of rawness in there that I'm really, really liking. Also, I feel like One Pill's voice and the way he uses it is
Beautiful.
just, yeah, so beautiful. So in that aspect, those 3 albums were my favorite in K-pop so far this year.
Nice.
But that's not to say we have a lot of cool releases coming out this year as well, right? Like I know
there's a lot.
Right? J-Hope's mixtape is on the horizon.
Yes, aespa.
Right,
coming
aespa,
up too.
Right. The pre-releases have been fire so far. Who knows, right? There's a couple other albums that I put on my list that's not K-pop, but also Korean music, Korean popular music, right? I mentioned Shin Ji-hoon last week.
Yes.
Shin Ji-hoon with Stars and Memories and Poetry. Good Lord, beautiful album. Please.
So you showed me one of her songs from the album. I feel like I definitely get what you mean by like having that what decade 70s vibe you mentioned, right?
60s, 70s vibe.
Yeah, I definitely get it.
Yeah.
It works.
It works so well. And at the same time, it feels so trendy because of her voice. It's somehow crazy how she does it. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to mention here. Rad Museum with Rad. Do you know Rad Museum?
Yes, I do.
Yes. People might know him because he worked closely with Dean a couple of years back. He was a part of Club Igloo, which was Dean's little collective. Rad Museum is an R&B artist / producer. He's been doing really, really cool stuff in the R&B realm. There's a bit of quirkiness to it that I just can't ignore, and it's really, really cool. I really, really love it. There's Dean's on it as a featuring artist. Heize on it as a featuring artist off of a track Offline, I believe. And that's a really cool track. It's just a really, really well done album with a lot of experimental moments, but also a very approachable method to it.
Yes.
I don't know. It's one of the albums on here that I think people will really enjoy. And it's also proof that K-R&B has still a lot to show for. Also, his hair is very magnificent if you look at the visual. Very fluffy and very curly. I don't know. Anyways, is there anything else you wanted to talk about in the first half of K-pop in 2022 so far?
No. I mean, there hasn't, like I mentioned, there hasn't been like a ton of like super like outstanding tracks for me personally where I'm like, wow, I play this throughout the whole first half, let's say. I will say like now in this more like transition period of summer going into, I guess, fall and winter, like the latter half of the year now, I feel like I'm starting to pick up on more releases. I think I mentioned earlier, as listeners might be able to tell, I really liked Kepler's new release. I saw their B-side, I think it's called Le Voyage, I think is what the B-side is called.
That one was good.
Yeah, very interesting sound. I was not expecting from them. So I feel like I'm starting to like pick up on more releases recently. I think Kepler being one of them. So I'm looking forward. I if I'm being honest, I guess I'm looking forward to more of what's to come right now. Not to say that it's been bad. It's just that I feel like it's been quite good, not necessarily extraordinary.
No, I think a part of it that we have to think about is that 2022 so far has been not the most friendly year for promotions and releases so far.
In what sense?
In the sense that there's been a lot going on in this world where if I'm a K-pop artist, I'm like, I'm gonna maybe skip this time and go to the next, invest in the next comeback, right? Like, because if you think about 2022 so far, right? In February, we had the Beijing Olympics, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah. My God, I forgot that.
Right?
That did happen this year.
It's been a full year. And, look, in February, we had, in January, you want to kind of take a break because, end of the year stuff. Right. Now, that's a whole lot, February, kind of got to take a break because the Beijing Olympics are going on. Nobody's going to pay attention to your release, right? March, we were literally voting for the president.
Oh yeah, presidential elections.
Presidential elections happen, so I'm like, okay, gotta skip that one. April, May, And then June, there's another round of elections for regionals. Like, that's a whole thing.
Oh, I see.
So 2022
Okay.
so far has been a very, very busy year in terms of the society. So I'm thinking like,
Right.
okay, like kind of makes sense that some of the bigger releases have been on pause for a bit, on top of all the on top of the generational shift stuff that I've mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now that's not to say the second half of 2022 is also going to be busy, right? Because the Asian games are
Yeah.
happening, and then the World Cups are happening in November.
Oh my God, yes.
I
FIFA.
know all you
November.
Americans don't like soccer, but Koreans care about soccer. So November is going to be a big festival for these folks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that being said, it's been a big busy year.
Yeah.
And
I was gonna mention also, like, with like restrictions kind of for COVID kind of easing up a little bit, I think there's also, I don't want to say like it's a rush, but there's been more of a quick turnaround for like releasing and then going on tour. So I feel like that might also have something to do with it. Maybe we're like we're putting out content, but like the main thing might be the tour.
I think that's the equation we're seeing a lot this year is
Yeah.
release a song, use that hype to build into the tour, and then, because a lot of the artists that have recently come back or came back in the earlier half of the year, they're now announcing world tours. Like, if you look at the pre-announced this week, right? Enhypen, Sunmi, both of those came back within last week.
This week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. G-Idol released their
Tomboy.
right, Tomboy came out way earlier in the year, but back
Yeah, it's
then,
been a minute for them. Yeah.
right, it's been a minute for them, but it's been that back then wasn't super appropriate for going on tour. Now it is, so
Yeah.
kind of makes sense that they kind of waited, had a bit of a gap. So it looks like that's the thing to do right now is release a song, use that hype to make sure people buy your tickets. Not that people are gonna need that hype to buy tickets, just putting that out there. Like,
Might be a little push, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's
like
huge. Yeah.
most K-pop acts that are like decently popular are all like selling out right now. So like, like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, is there anything else you wanted to mention for open discussion, Anita?
I guess quick teaser. Not really. I was thinking of starting a new show because I've been seeing some like promotion stuff for it. It's called Extraordinary Attorney Woo. I think is the English title.
Extraordinary what?
Attorney. I think in
Extraordinary.
Korean it's not labeled as extraordinary. Extraordinary. It's a strange attorney. Ooh.
Okay.
Which see, I'm
stuff.
a little iffy on this show because I really like the main actress, and then I think is her name, and it looks like a very like comedy with like maybe possibly love interest in there, but the main premise revolves around the main character being on the autism spectrum.
Oh.
And I feel like that can be a little iffy, especially how it's portrayed, like how we're depicting such communities. So I don't know. I want to say that it's coming from a good place, and maybe this will be a pretty good representation, or at least not harmful. So we'll see. It's something that's been on my radar. So we'll see if I start it or not.
Okay. Well, we'll see how it's portrayed. So far the ratings are pretty decent.
Yeah.
It's look at this. It's higher. It's top 1 right now in Netflix Korea on top of
Ooh.
the mess. What was the awful thing? House of Paper. What's 종이의 집 in English? Good lord.
House of Cards.
House of Cards.
Is that what it is?
No, that's a different show. What are you talking?
I'm so confused.
Do you
I don't
know-
really know Netflix shows.
Money
to be honest.
Heist.
Money Heist.
Money Heist. There was a Korean remake of it. It was god awful. Apparently, I didn't even bother watching it.
Ooh.
But anyways, I mean, it's on top of it. So I mean, I'm assuming there's a reason why. So you watch it and let us know.
Yes,
You
we'll see.
said you're gonna start a new show, so it kind of sounded like you're leaving SojuTalk and starting your
No,
own
I'm
thing.
not.
You know,
No.
I need to cast your weekly shot of a dumb pink flower. I don't know. Just fuck it out there. All right. Well, I guess that's it for episode.
That's it.
Yeah, episode 196. Good God, we're almost at 200.
Yup.
It's kind
What
of
do we got
crazy.
for next week, though?
Yeah.
We got a couple of people.
Oh yeah. Am I reading it or are you reading it?
I think you should read it.
Okay, well, next week on Tuesday, July 5th, we have Winner and Cosmic Girls. Wednesday, July 6th, we have Viviz, VVZ, and Iris. Thursday, July 7th, we have MCND with Monster X via Universe. Friday, July 8th, we have Espa. And on Monday,
Ooh.
July 11th, we have Chungha and Busters.
Okay.
If
Big
I-
names here.
It's going to be a big list. I'm going to guess it's going to be Winner, Cosmic Girls, VVZ, Espa, Chungha. Oh, wait, I just mentioned 5.
Definitely, I feel like Espa, yes.
Yes,
Cosmic Girls, yes.
probably.
Chungha, maybe.
Chungha maybe.
And then MCND or Winner, maybe. See, I don't know.
I don't know.
Vote,
I don't know.
guys.
I don't know.
Help us.
Go to gang. It's up to y'all once again and us once again. Everyone trying to come back in between all those big events I mentioned. So
Yeah.
good lord. All right. Well, that's been Soju Talk episode 196. Soju Talk, your weekly shot of K-pop. Soju Talk. 금주의
Yep.
K-pop 한잔. Yeah, it's been me. It's been Warren. I've been joined by Anita. Say goodbye,
Yes.
Anita.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye, Anita. Okay,
See
well-
you next week.
See everybody next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Special shoutouts to our Fiesta patrons. Bagel, Based Mina, Brian, Shadow, Cotton Ball, Delmonic, Ellie, Genki Boy, Goku Mama, Jacob, Liam's Games and Toys, Luke Daniels, and Jay Parks. Tier, thank you for joining Soju Talk. And special thanks to our Discord server mods, Jacob, K Music Erday, Koala, Mafiar, Max, No Bias Luna, Tuggles, and Wolf297.